Jasmine Crockett has officially reached AOC levels of incompetence. If you don't already know who she is, Jasmine Crockett is a representative for the state of Texas. She recently held a press conference in which she essentially said the entire state of Texas is racist, while in the same breath saying Texas is a majority-minority state. She goes on to say that Texans are trying to silence people of color's voice. Keep in mind, she is a black woman who Texans voted to be their representative, okay? It's just so ironic that she is a black woman voted into office in the state of Texas, and she has the audacity to say the entire state of Texas is racist. It literally reminds me of like Obama, Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah, all of these people who are insanely rich and successful telling black people that they can't make it because they're oppressed. Here's the thing, if you're gonna go and tell people who are the same race as you that they're oppressed and that your entire race is oppressed, you better be oppressed too, otherwise your point doesn't stand. You cannot sit there as an elected official of Texas, being black, and go and say, oh, Texas doesn't care about minorities, Texas hates minorities, Texas is racist, because you are literally debunking your own point without even having to say anything. It's actually insane.
I don't think that it's an accident that Donald Trump picked up the phone, called down to Texas.
Yes, infighting in the Democrat Party. I don't know if you've seen this extremely concerning. Ghetto Democrat and AIC are not in good terms. When you take a look at what is going on now, I don't know if these two are in 2028 or what exactly is actually going on. Recently, we have seen what she is doing, how she is struggling to rebrand herself. Before we go into the full analysis of this story, there is something I want you to see. Fox News actually captured it.
I don't think that it's an accident that Donald Trump picked up the phone, called down to Texas, told Abbott what he was going to do, and like a small, ridiculous child, he just fell in order. I don't think any of that was an accident. But what I can tell you is that we will not be an accident. We, the people of Texas, will be very intentional about making sure that they hear us, about making sure that we call them out for what they're doing. This is racist, what they are doing. Let me hear you. That is coming up with policies that will help all people, no matter what their ethnic background. They have decided, never mind, we want to dilute the voices of black and brown. Well, I got news for you. In this state, the majority is black, brown, and Asian. We will not sit idly by while a wannabe dictator decides that he's going to silence us.
Fine, if I don't like it, I'll quit.
Oh, how noble and sacrificial of her. Which is the real Jasmine Crockett, though? Well, the call for public service came and Jasmine answered. But back to that Atlantic profile, they saw something else in Crockett, a raging narcissism. And for a woman who claims to be so tough, she has exceedingly thin skin. They described her as highly conscious of her self-presentation. Crockett wore acrylic nails painted with the word resist and a set of heavy lashes over her brown eyes. The lock screen on her phone is a headshot of herself. And Crockett apparently thinks she should be able to control to whom a journalist speaks when they're actually reporting a profile. 4 days before this story was published, Crockett called me to express frustration that I'd reached out to so many House members without telling her first. She told me, shutting down the profile and revoking all permissions. Yeah. And yet another gem that speaks to Crockett's highly racialized view of the world. From the same profile, Crockett said that Hispanic Trump supporters had almost like a slave mentality. I asked Crockett whether she had ever regrets about her public comments. She raised her eyebrows and replied, I don't second guess. You know how that ends. Well, bless her heart.
Yes, the Democrat Party at this moment, they don't even know what to do. There is a video I'm going to show you. They call him, is it Cory Booker, something like that. This guy made a long speech at one point. I don't want to go into that, but he did something recently, so embarrassing. I don't get it. They believe that Democrats are not fighting enough to counteract Trump. That is what I saw. Even Obama, at a certain point, tweeted this like, Democrats need to wake up. They need to do something more about Trump. It's like they are sleeping. Take a look at this.
Democratic Party needs a wake-up call. I see law firms bending a knee to this president, not caring about the larger principles, that those free speech rights, that you could take on any client, why are you bending the knee? I see universities that should be bastions of free speech bending at the knee to this president. I see businesses taking late-night talk show hosts off the air because they dare to insult a president. I see people who want mergers suddenly think that they have to pay tribute to this president. And what are the very people here elected to defend the Constitution of the United States saying, oh, well, today, let's look the other way and pass some resources that won't go to Connecticut, that won't go to Illinois, that won't go to New York, that will go to the states he likes. That is complicity with an authoritarian leader who is trashing our Constitution. It's time for Democrats to have a backbone. It's time for us to fight. It's time for us to draw lines. And when it comes to the safety of my state being denied these grants, that's why I'm standing here. Don't question my integrity. Don't question my motives. I'm standing for Jersey. I am standing for my police officers. I'm standing for the Constitution, and I'm standing for what's right. And dear God, if you want to come at me that way, you're going to have to take it up with me, because there's too much on the line right now in America. As people's due process rights and freedom of the speech rights and secret police are running around this country, picking people up off the streets who have a legal right to be here. There's too much going on in this country. When are we going to stand together for principles that I just heard that we're agreed with? When are we going to stand together? If we don't stand as Democrats, we deserve to lose. But if we stand united, if we stand strong, if we stand with other people, if we tell with a core...
I believe you've seen. Embarrassing, right? When I look at these kind of things, these people are putting out every single time. I don't know if it's a show or what exactly. There is an article I came across recently. Dexter asks Jasmine about her relationship with leadership. Another young, vibrant representative, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez, had bumped up against then Speaker Nancy Pelosi when she arrived in Congress. Dexter noted Crockett dismissed that concern, explaining that she had never wanted to burn it down and prefers to be seen as working on behalf of the party. The National Fighting Oligarchy tour featuring Senator Bernie Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez is a good idea, Crockett said, but it is kind of makes people be like, oh, it is about them, right? Instead of the team. Through a spokesperson, Ocasio-Cortez declined to comment. Crockett told me that the two have a positive relationship. When you take a look at this, you can clearly see the difference here. This lady is not in accord with what OIC is doing with Bernie Sanders, going out, oh, we want to fight Elon Musk, we want to fight Trump.
Crockett at the center of a political twister. Again, the Congresswoman from Texas has made waves by mocking Republicans and also fighting with people inside of her own party. So you see the screen, dim darling or dim danger. A new profile on Jasmine Crockett paints her as a brash, self-promoting, and image-obsessed, right down to her lock screen photo of her own face. After finding out the reporter had interviewed her colleague, she tried to pull the plug on the story. Some Democrats are comparing Crockett's combative style to arson. Ooh, here's what that sounds like.
Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Only thing hot about him is that he is a hot mess, honey.
You could tell Donald Trump anything tonight.
I would tell him to grow a spine and stop being Putin's. It's Ted Cruz. I mean, like this dude has to be knocked over the head, like hard.
Crockett is testing out the coarser insult comedy style attacks that the GOP has embraced under Trump, the general idea being that the Republicans go low, the Democrats should meet them there.
Personal feelings of betrayal, their own caucus, the Congressional Black Caucus, backed a different person.
You know, sometimes it is actually just amazing to see a Democrat putting up shows like this. You saw Cory Booker, what he did. That is not his first time doing that. He has always been this kind of person that like to shout, when talking. Looking at how Democrats are struggling to tackle Trump since day one till today, they are unable to do that. The next day, they are trying to solve this one. The next day, Trump is bringing this one. They are confused like this throughout. Now going back into Jasmine. Jasmine, at this point, when I look at what she is struggling to do, initially, she was a different person. When she came into politics, she turned into a different person. Every single day, bringing different gymnastics. So, and people are noticing it. Looking at the situation that happened recently with her and AIC, that is actually just to prove that these people are battling no matter how they try every single time to pretend like they are okay. We understand it, what they're doing. I don't want to talk much on this. I want to appreciate people supporting me, sharing out my videos. God bless you abundantly. Please share the video. If you see short clips at the end of this, that is for the YouTube algorithm.
Always found this state to be intentionally discriminatory. That is what they are going to do.
Damaged, and they can't work as
Making sure that they can take down some of
What a voice. I cried.
limitations.
So many rules.
My choices are mine. Making this easy. People line up for my advice, and you're walking away like I'm stupid. It's like I've written books. I've given speeches. Line up.
It is to live in the White House.
100.
Has been overwhelming. The lies and
Not going to end.
He says, but what if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense.
This is definitely a self-defense case, because it always is 1 and 2.
Registration Act is
Talking about term, and you will be very...
Once again, the field was littered with Wintour does.
And black people don't want to live around ratchet black.
How bad is his reputation going to...
It's bad.
need to connect the dots.
Going to carry a level of weight.
Well, President